It's time to listen to one of our most dignified and learned speaker, Dr. Rajan Narayanan from United States of America. Dr. C. Rajan Narayanan, Executive Director, Life in Yoga Foundation and Institute, Washington, D.C. An eminent yoga teacher and Reiki master, is also a founder and inspiration behind the Life in Yoga Foundation. He has actively researched many different aspects of yoga and has developed specific new techniques over the years to have a deeper understanding of the effect of yoga on various religious practices. He has studied all the major religions of the world. Dr. Narayanan holds a PhD in economics, works in the area of marketing, but his passion remains in yoga. So please put your hands together for Dr. Rajan Narayanan.
Brothers and sisters, and all you spiritual beings over here, my namaste to all of you. When we think of spirituality, its social impact and science, every moment is spiritual. Even though we are physically over here, every aspect of even the physical being over here is essentially spiritual. Yesterday, when I was traveling over here, I came from Bangalore at SVYASA, with whom we do a lot of research work and various other collaborative work. And I boarded the car from SVYASA to come to the airport at 9:30. And as we were going along, I pulled out the ticket from my pocket about 15 minutes into the journey, and I see the flight is at 11:20 a.m. Whereas I had told everyone my flight was at 1 o'clock, at 1 p.m. And the driver, so I look at it and I tell the driver, oh, I was mistaken. It was 11:20 a.m. So he looks at me and tells me, you will miss your flight. Let's return back. And so I said, okay, because it's 70 kilometers to the airport, it will take 2 hours to reach there. There was no way we will reach. So I immediately called back. SVYASA told them we are returning back. The car turned around. And then as soon as the car turned around, I get an SMS on my phone from the airline saying, the flight has been delayed. It's at 12:35 p.m. And then we turn around again and we come into the airport. And when we are at the airport and after going through everything, we reach the airport at 11:45 a.m. And there we find the flight is exactly at 1 p.m. And so we boarded the plane and here I am over there, and it just happened that way. So it is the divine grace that controls every moment of our time, where we are, at which place, and where we are meant to be, and what we are meant to do. And this is our Swadharma. And our Swadharma integrates with the Prakriti Dharma, which integrates with the cosmic Dharma. And that is what creates the cosmic flow, the Rita. And when each one of our action is in sync with that, we uphold the Dharma. And that is why we say, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha, right? So that is what we are all born for. Now this integration of this spiritual understanding that all of you brothers and sisters have, to bring that into the social element, into every part of our existence as we yogis understand, requires in this modern day world scientific explanation and scientific understanding so that we can bring it as part of our social, political society. For this work, of course, a lot of us have been doing scientific work for many, many years. In the United States, we have been working with doctors, and we are the only organization who provide continuing medical education courses for physicians to bring yoga therapy into their practice. And this is the 4th year we have been doing, and 2014 will be the 5th year. And as soon as I go back, we have the next course in February, 14th to 17th. Now, when it comes to the social aspect, there are some inner elements that are commonly experienced by yogis, and I want to share this with you today. And the work for which we are doing, I'll also share with you an organization called Council for Yoga Accreditation International. And I mentioned to Sri Subodh Tiwari as he came, he forgot to mention it because he and his father serve as the chair of this organization, and I serve as the secretary. And my closing message when I come to that will be that all of us should work towards that, and this will be an organization that can transform the whole world. But now, let me share with you my spiritual experiences that others have also had with regard to how we view society and how we bring yoga into it. And this concept is called being true to our inner conscience, that is, doing your swadharma, ek apne swadharma karna. So isko, how do we understand this? And this is expressed in our tradition in the concept of varna dharma. Now, varna is highly misunderstood. People think in terms of Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra as caste and things like that. And we as yogi understand there is no such thing as caste. It is only your nature. And how do we understand it from the yogic perspective? We as yogis, when we are able to look into people, we can see where is the primary activity of your thought and energy processes. When it is in the Muladhar, we see that as a Kshudra behavior, that is, people are on base survival mode. They are thinking in terms of how to get their next meal or how to protect their life and that kind of thinking. When people are, the primary movement of energy is in the Swadhisthana, they are in the self-centered mode. जब सब कुछ आपके लिए आपके वश में लाने का प्रयत्न करते हैं, उसी को कहते हैं वैश्य प्रवृत्ति. So you're self-centered, looking to acquire everything for yourself. Then, when your awareness increases and comes to the Manipur, in the Manipur, your thinking is in terms of group, my group versus other group. And that is the first level of Kshatriya Pravritti. Kshatriya refers to your domain. You think in terms of that. But there is a higher level of Kshatriya, which in our tradition is called the Chakravarti. And that is in the Anahat Chakra. And in the Anahata Chakra, you think of all of humanity as one. And that is the higher level Chatra. Your Chatra has become the whole domain. And then thereafter, there are 4 levels of Brahmanatva. The first level of Brahmanatva begins when your awareness goes beyond this physical material world into thinking about what is beyond. And that starts at the Vishuddhi Chakra, the wonderment of what is beyond. People are born, people are dying. What is the meaning of existence? And that becomes the opening door to our immortal existence. The next level of awareness is in the Agnya Chakra, where you have a sense of this is what existence is all about. Where from did you get that sense? It could be from your personal awareness, or it could be because some wise person told you, or it could be because you read something from a book, but you firmly believe in it, and that resides and that governs your way of thinking in the Agnya Chakra. Then, the third level of Brahmanatva comes when you realize if this is what existence is all about, who cares? And then when that Vairagya Bhav, that dispassion comes, then you're at the Sahasrara. But that's not the complete level of Brahmanatva. The next level of Brahmanatva is when, from the Sahasrara, as we have worked with our research and we have various measurement tools, the next level of awareness is what we call in the Atma Chakra. The Atma Chakra resides in the sternum, right where the lowermost limbs meet in the middle of the chest. And this is something in our tradition, it is expressed in many, many ways, in many, many texts. And those of you who know Narayana Sukta, the one that begins, Sahasra Shirisham Devam Vishwaksham Vishwashambhuvam, that's how it begins, it says, Adho Nishtya, that means downward facing from the Adam's apple, Vitasyante, the spread from the thumb to the little finger, Nabhyam Uparitishthati, that is above the Nabhi, Nabhyam Uparitishthati, Jwalamala Kulambhati Vishwasyayatanam Mahat. And from there on, it goes on towards the end, Sa Brahma, Sa Shiva, Sa Hari, Sa Indra, Sa Akshara, Paramaswarata. That is the description of that highest connectivity point state over there. And that I call, in our modern language, our transmitter that resides within us, that enables to communion with the higher reality. So this state I call as the state of samyak nyasa, or complete awareness. You know, often people, when they say the word nyas or sannyasi, they think of giving up. No, we don't give up. What we do is, we have no attachment in everything, but we are fully engaged in our duty with the full awareness of our connectivity with the divine. Nyasa means to connect, to become fully aware. That is why when a puja is done, we begin with nyas. Many of you here will know Agnihotratmane Angushta Bhyam Nama, that's Karanyas. Darshapurnamasatmane Tarjani Bhyam Nama, like that. After the Karanyas, we do the Anganyas. And that's how we connect ourselves with the divinity, and then we do the puja. And that is how we connect our energies. So that is the final state, the fourth level of Brahmanatva. Now, in any time in society, when all of these four varnas will always exist together, and each has to do its own duties in order for the society to be in balance. I'm watching the clock over there. I'm over time. I'll finish in a minute. And in order to keep the balance over there, society needs to have social and economic policies that are conducive to preserve the Varna Dharma. Very unfortunately, today's world, the dominant view is that of Adam Smith, that in the economic policy, each person is doing in their self-interest, and that capitalistic view results in everything about working out for everyone. While that seems to work for many parts of the world, that is essentially the Vaishya Dharma that is being promoted. But on the other hand, we need a higher level of policy. In the absence of the higher level policy, what do we see? There is corruption everywhere. In our ancient system, it is said, resources should be controlled by the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, because they are the people who will not use it for a selfish purpose. And once you have Vaishya Dharma governing society, there must be corruption. I have written on this, and to go into this further, given that the time is out, I'm going to just move along and say that the first level of our achievement should be scientifically establishing the importance of yoga as relevant to the whole society. And in about a few years' time, with the seed planted in this particular conference and gathering over here, I hope we will all come together to transform the whole world. And this was maybe it was with that divine intent, Sri Subodh Tiwari and Hansa Devi and Sri Yogendra, and all of us came together in March of 2012 to create the Council for Yoga Accreditation International. And very soon, many other people, Yogi Amrit Desai, Swami Amrita Suryananda, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Deva Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya in Haridwar, the International Center for Yoga Education and Research, Pondicherry, Krishnamacharya Institute. All of these people have come together, and I hope before we leave today, Ujjain Yoga Society will also join us in this effort. And I truly hope our brothers and sisters from Europe and other parts of the world who have come will also come and join us. And within a few years, let's all transform the whole world. Thank you very much. Namaste.